Oh, I didn't even see the
Yeah, I know. Looking for the flavor. Yeah, because normally mine.
We'll fit you to something that's more rational. This is not irrational.
Hey! For the end of the ride. But this is my friend Stefan. He's makes videos for YouTube. So he's going to be documenting the ride. I don't know if you would. And we're just hoping.
I'm here to support you.
Well, thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
I never care if you're there or not there. All we ever needed was a simple plan. But you're doing well. I mean, you're not dead. So let's celebrate while we still can. I know what they say. I could give a care. Talk so much on me.
Okay, everybody, we're about to leave. Thank you so much for being here. This means the world to me. Thank you for what you're doing to try to make cycling safer in the city. Thank you so much to the Anna Sandoval and Shirley Gonzalez and Mayor Ron for being here and showing their support on this initiative. Thank you so much. We want to show what the actual experience of an actual rider doing it down Broadway by themselves, which happens every day, right? Just one person. So we're going to show what it's like to actually stop. We're going to do all the stops and follow all the traffic laws and all those things. And then our first stop is Lions Field. So we'll see everybody at Lions Field. Okay? Today, we're featuring the Ride on Broadway. This is a group ride with several of the big players in the cycling community. We've got the Tuesday Night Social Ride, we've got the Wild Dogs, we've got the Zombie Bike Club, we've got Swell Cycles, we have some folks from the Texas Custom Group, and some folks from Ready SA Go. So the idea is that this is a civic engagement ride. We want folks to see how much protected bike lanes are needed in the streets. This bike lane's not for the folk here you see today, because we're already riders. This is for people who want to ride and they can't because they're afraid of the cars. And when we create safer streets that work with the sidewalks and bus stops, we create a better mode of transportation for everybody that's more fair and equitable. And so Broadway should be that test bed to show the city that we're serious about putting the money towards infrastructure that's greatly needed, that other cities smaller than us are doing a much better job at doing.
Do not be concerned about the money in your brother's hand. What's yours is mine. I thought you knew better than that. I was under the impression that we all want the best of life. So let's celebrate while we still can.
Hey everybody, it's Bryan Martin from Bronko Bikes and BikeSanAntonio.org. I'm here with one of my favorite San Antonio cyclists.
JD Simpson. I'm the executive director for San Antonio B-Cycle.
Check out this sweet electric bike, guys. If you haven't had a chance, you gotta try one of these out. They're fantastic. They're all around the city at most of their docking stations, right?
Yes, we have 65 stations and over 700 bikes. We have over
Awesome.
200 of the pedal assist e-bike, which we're demoing and riding around today. So we're really excited to help support this initiative about getting more infrastructure and bike lanes in the places where everyone wants to ride. So we're very excited about being out here and providing some bikes for people to try out.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah, so we're really happy to have JD and the Swell Bikes here showing their support for the bike lanes on Broadway. And really just, I'm kind of speechless right now. So
Yeah, no, it's a gorgeous day. I think we're making some real presence on Broadway.
Yes.
And to let people know just what it takes in order to ride safely within the city. And again, if you don't have your bike, or like I said, I gave a bike to someone this morning, her bike wasn't working.
Yes.
So she was able to come on this ride by using a B-Cycle, and very excited that she was able to do so. So you can always pick up a bike at any of the 65 stations that we have all around town, starting at the Whitty, going all the way down to Mission Espada. So come on out and ride a bike.
yeah! Thank you. Awesome, JD. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Hey everybody, I'm Bryan Martin from Bronko Bikes and bikesanantonio.org. Thank you so much for coming along on the ride. Guess who we have today, our special guest?
It's Ron Nirenberg, your local mayor.
Ron is out here on a beautiful bike from Bike Heaven, and
Really beautiful.
we're super excited to have you here. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for being
thank
here
you.
today.
Thanks for all the work you guys are doing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Is there anything you'd like to say just to the city or to the adoring fans who'll be watching this on YouTube?
Keep riding. It's really important that people see that the future of transportation in San Antonio is more than just automobiles. That it's actually happening right now before our eyes, and that the job of our government, our elected officials, is to make sure that we accommodate that safely, and that's why we need protected bike infrastructure all over town, but certainly in our most dense areas downtown. That includes Broadway and throughout the urban core. So that's what we're fighting for. That's what you can count on me for. My colleagues, Councilwoman Sandoval and Shirley Gonzalez are here as well. So let's keep riding.
Yes, sir. Keep the rubber side down and stay safe out there, y'all. Much love and respect for everybody.
See you.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up. All right. So anyway, we're here on the ride on Broadway. Of course, I'm your favorite shaky cameraman, Bryan Martin, and Anna Sandoval is one of the council folks we got here today. And if you want to say anything to YouTube about the ride today, the ride on Broadway.
Well, first of all, thank you for organizing this. I think you've got a great turnout of people who are hardcore cyclists, people who are recreational cyclists, people who are leisure cyclists, and there is a difference between recreational and leisure, I want to say.
Pedaling and pushing hard. Yeah.
Right. And it's a beautiful day for it, and the truth is I like taking a good ride every so often. I'll ride into the office on the way home. It's important to be safe, but it's also important for not just us to be safe, but for cars to be safe around us. So I'm wearing
Give 3 feet.
the Give 3 Feet campaign t-shirt that Walter gave me earlier today. Thank you very much. And so I just want to say this is all things that I'm keeping in mind when I'm making decisions for our community down at City Hall. Thanks.
If we can make a protected bike lane on Broadway, we could do it anywhere in the city, right?
Yes, I guess we could. We certainly need more protected
Every
bike
day could be
lanes.
Ciclovia if we have protected bike
I
lanes
would
on Broadway.
love every day to be Ciclovia.
Yeah.
I'm Walter Koch with Give 3 Feet, and we basically started this campaign for San Antonio for bike riders and all cyclists to basically bring awareness to this already existing city ordinance. It's something that so many people don't know that exists, unfortunately, and we want to bring awareness to that, to everybody, motorists, bike riders, cyclists, everybody all together, that's the safe passing distance when you see somebody riding on the street. Everybody's a husband, a wife, a kid. We take care of this community. We raise so much money for organizations like Tour de Cure and MS. We do so much for this community in so many ways, like bike clubs like Wild Dogs and so many people. And we're actual people. So we want to bring awareness to that existing city ordinance. That's the safe passing distance when you see someone riding a bike.
Really support what Walter's trying to do here, and that's the take home is that cyclists are people, not obstacles to drive around.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
Thanks, Brian.
thank you. Thank you all so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Anna. All right, hey, it's your favorite shaky cameraman, Bryan Martin from Bronko Bikes and Bike San Antonio. And guess who I'm here with? One of our special guests today.
Hi, Shirley Gonzalez, Councilwoman from District 5.
We're so happy to have you here, Shirley, because we know what hard work you're doing for trying to get more awareness and safety, safer streets, and trying to comply with Vision Zero and complete streets.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you want to talk a little bit about Broadway a little bit.
Sure. Sure. So, my family regularly pedals down Broadway. I brought my kids, and this is just a regular Sunday for us. We do try to spend our recreational time cycling, but a couple of days a week, my husband will pedal our oldest son Ian to school at the Circle School, which is off of Broadway, and the 4-year-old who is at the Zoo School, also off of Broadway. So he pedals them from the west side, from our home, to their school, and then if I have the luxury of accompanying him, we'd come down Broadway. And actually, this is a route we take straight into City Hall. So it's a route that I'm very familiar with, and one that I do especially have concern about, because it's one that my family rides, multiple times a week, and we want protected, safe bike lanes all over the city, especially where we know that people will use it for transit as well.
Where people paid for the bond money for the whole city in 2017.
Well, that's right. It was
not just a
approved.
District 1, not just a District 1 issue, it's a citywide issue.
Citywide issue, there were 5 citywide or 6 citywide bond projects, and Broadway was one of them. A total of 97 million, but 43 million voted on by the corridor from Hildebrand. Well, there's a whole stretch, but the one in questions is the lower Broadway portion that extends right there into downtown. And so we know that downtown is a center for employment. We know it's a center for travel for people, and so having safe, protected bike lanes around the whole corridor is really what we need to connect people to jobs.
And I think too, we're trying to do this ride is try to set the record straight, because I think there's a lot of misinformation in the news and the media, and at the end of the day, voters did not pay for on-street parking. It's nowhere in the bond language at all. What is in the bond language is bike amenities, improvements to sidewalks, drains, trees, things like that. But could we imagine putting on-street parking on San Pedro?
Well, and I think that it is one of our major corridors into downtown, and so should be accessible to all road users. And that's something I've been advocating for a long time. Our taxpayers pay for our streets; they should be accessible to all road users, regardless of the mode. So, having safe, protected bike lanes down Broadway is, first of all, what the voters approve and expect, and is also just a natural corridor because it's one of the more direct streets leading into downtown.
Well, Shirley, I want to, first of all, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for championing this. And what's the next step? What can people do if they want to get involved?
So we have a transportation committee on November 4th meeting. That's at City Hall. All of our meetings are open to the public, so anybody can come, or you can now live stream them, watch them from home. It's at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And if we get that out of committee, we can look forward to having a council vote on
Monday
the funding.
Is that at 10 a.m. on Monday?
It's I think it's at 2.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll be there.
It's either at 10 or at 2.
Okay.
I can't. I don't have my calendar, but we'll
hold tight, kiddies. We'll have that info up. Also, people maybe call their council member.
You could call their you could send an email saying that voters approve bike amenities on Broadway, and we expect for them to be implemented, and that the procedure is that if we are going to change something that the voters approve, it does have to come to the council for a vote.
That makes complete sense to me. So once again, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Maybe in this one, or do you think it's good without me?
Whatever you think, man.
Saying hi, I'm Ryan Seacrest, and I'm interviewing Winslow Swartz.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Hey guys, I'm Ryan Seacrest, and I'm here with one of my favorite cycling advocates. Introduce yourself, please, sir.
Hi, I'm Winslow Swartz, and what am I? I'm just one of you all. I ride a bike. I ride a bicycle in San Antonio.
But not just any bike. I mean, look at this sucker. Yeah.
Yeah, this is just my roadie, and I do mountain and road, and I ride for fun. I ride to commute. I race a little bit, and but the thing about cyclists is we're not just cyclists, we're also pedestrians, we're also motorists, we also use multi-transit. So we're talking about what we need in terms of bicycle infrastructure. We're not speaking from just the standpoint only of cyclists, we're speaking of people that utilize all of our multimodal modes of getting around, and we are considerate and really care about everyone else, actually. When we're on our bike, we know that we all have equal rights on our roadways, but safety is a huge issue for us. And I hate to talk to people every day that say, I'd like to ride a bike, but I don't feel like dying. So we need to fix that. And in terms of planning our infrastructure, I think we have to take off the 20th century lens which we look through to sort of plan our roadways driveways, our streets, our sidewalks, and our bike lanes, and think 21st century. And what's amazing, if you look at what cities have done that have made their cities less car-centric, the economic impact is an argument just enough. The quality of life, the other externalities, the carbon imprints of being more cycling friendly, it's all huge. And so just building the city that we all want to work in, live in, and play in is what this is really about. As the founder of 1 Million Dreams, we have a lot of dreams, and people on the app can really work on their dreams, and their dreams can get real for them right there. But it's interesting how many dreams that we have that are adventure dreams, that are civic engagement dreams, that are health and fitness dreams. And this whole cycling conversation is really an intersection of so many of the different kinds of dreams that we have to not only improve our lives, but improve this community and the city we live in for ourselves and for others. So, and even if you go on the app, you'll see people doing epic stuff that often includes cycling. So, check it out, 1 Million Dreams. It's on the App Store, and it's on Google Play, and it's free, and there's no ads. So check that out.
Hey, it's Bryan Martin, your favorite shaky cameraman, coming at you live with one of the pillars of the cycling community. Please introduce yourself for the folks on YouTube.
Thank you for your nice, kind words. My name's Lydia Kelly. I used to work at the MPO as a bicycle pedestrian transportation planner, and now I'm with Bike Texas.
What does this ride mean to you today?
This was fantastic that we had so many different groups get people together and ride in unison for a great cause. And I want to make sure everyone realizes when you put a bicycle facility on a street, you're not just making it safer for people who ride bicycles, you're also making it safer for people who are walking along the street. You're making it safer for people who are driving. So a bicycle facility makes it safer for everyone involved, and it increases retail sales for the stores along the streets. There's so many reasons that a bicycle facility is well worth the effort.
100%. And we just wanted to highlight some of the people, some of the pillars in the community about their work and what we're still continuing the conversation and setting goals and trying to meet those goals. So I just wanted to applaud you.
And thank you, Bryan. This was a fantastic effort by you and San Antonio Bikes.
Bike San Antonio and Bronko Bikes.
Bike San Antonio and Bronko Bikes.
We've got so many other players in on this thing.
We have such a wonderful group. It's wonderful. And now call your elected officials.
There it is.
And let them know that you ride bicycles, or you want to ride a bicycle. You want your kids to ride bicycles to school for their health and also to save money. And elected officials need to hear it, because there were two council women out here. The mayor was out here, but there were a lot of people missing. You need to let your elected officials know that you want bicycle facilities. Thank you.
Peace and love, everybody. Okay, once again, Bryan Martin, your favorite shaky cameraman, here to interview one of the pillars in the cycling community. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Jeff Moore, a lifelong resident of San Antonio, Texas.
And Jeff, what are you known for in this city? What's your baby?
Well,
what's your baby?
I'm a big connoisseur of chilaquiles mostly, but I also lead a bike group, SATX Social Ride, every Tuesday night, most every Tuesday night.
And you get 200, 300 more people sometimes, right?
Yeah, we average around 250 probably,
yeah.
200.
So we're like one of the largest riding groups in the city. And so Jeff brought out some of his bike marshals to help facilitate this ride and keep everybody safe. So I was really grateful to have Jeff here, because he's experienced. I'm just a new kid on the block. So thank you so much, Jeff, for being here. Is there anything you want to say about Broadway, or anything you want to say about the cycling community at large, or?
Well, sure. I just want to talk about Broadway. Broadway has always been historically one of our main corridors of traveling from north to south, south to north on cycles. You can look at Strava data and you can see that it's a hot spot. It always has been. It's always going to be used by cyclists, whether there's going to be bike lanes there or not. We want to do everything we can to get protected bike lanes on Broadway. But if we lose this battle, we lose this battle. People are still going to ride on Broadway. We need to increase safety for cyclists across the city, hands down, and that's got to be what we work for. We're not going to give up on Broadway yet, but we need to work for the city holistically and make it safer for cyclists everywhere.
Well, you know, I think we both would agree, but these bike lanes aren't for us because we will ride Broadway rather, and the city wherever they decide to actually put infrastructure. But this is for people who want to ride. This is for our kids. This is for people,
for families,
yes.
tourists,
yes.
Things like that.
Yes.
Yeah, the casual rider.
Yes.
People who are commuting across town, going from point A on the north side, point B to the south side, going across town, are not going to take a detour 2 or 3 different times on and off of Broadway to go through a little business district that's being made up, a bunch of bars and brew pubs and things like that. That's not what people are trying to do. They're trying to traverse the city on Broadway.
Well, Jeff, any words of wisdom or suggestions to folks who maybe want to get involved? Or
yeah, I'd say definitely follow Bike San Antonio for sure. Come to the meetings.
Yes, thank you.
Get on a bike, join a group. There's tons of groups out here. Get active in the community, go to the meetings. There are a lot of meetings put on by TCI, by Vision Zero, by Bike San Antonio. Get involved.
Call your elected officials.
Call your elected officials. The only way we're going to get change is for regular people to get involved, because right now change is being driven by the developers in San Antonio, and it's not the regular people that are making any of the difference at all. So we need to step into that and start making changes ourselves.
Well, Jeff, thank you so much for being here, and thank you for helping set the record straight.
Thank you very much.
Hey everybody, it's Bryan Martin, your favorite shaky cameraman and cycling guru. I'm here with one of the great groups, Kapow, the Wild Dogs. So please introduce yourself and tell us what the Wild Dogs are all about.
My name's Ed Alvarez. I'm a Wild Dog. We're a local bike club, custom cruisers. Really don't care what you ride, just bring it along. Weekly Thursday ride. Look us up. Just about keeping the community together, riding safe, having a good time, enjoying the downtown.
Yes.
On a bike, 2 wheels is a different view than most people get to see in a car. So we're all about riding bikes basically, and you need to come out and check us out on the ride.
Ed, can you tell us why you guys are here today? Why what brought you to this ride on Broadway?
So there was several bike clubs here today, but we came out to show support for the bike lanes that were proposed. I don't know if what's the deal now. I know they got to go back for the vote, but we're
pushing for that.
Yeah, we're for that.
We're pushing for a lower section.
Because we, as a club, do ride down Broadway, and sometimes we bring our kids. Sometimes it's a kid ride that we throw. I think we try to do it twice during the year, during the summer mostly. But when we have kids, you need that safety, the extra little protection.
That's right.
It would help if we had those.
That's 100%.
Bike lanes, yes.
Well, anyways, this ride went on without a hitch, and I love your shirt. Can you tell everybody who Tito was?
Yes.
Can you tell everybody? Yeah.
Tito was a great guy. He was one of our, what is this?
He was a sponsor of.
He was a pillar in the cycling community.
He was
yes, pillar. There you go. Thank you. Yes, and I did wear this shirt today because of him, because it is unsafe on the roads at times, and when it's your only commute to get to work or school or even to pick up your kids in the back of your bike, we need it to be safe. So definitely supporting Tito.
Tito Bradshaw's memory will live on, and I only got to meet him 2 times. But
that's enough.
That's enough to know that what he did for the community and what kind of bike shop he ran.
Tito.
Yeah. So anyway, thank y'all so much for being here today.
Brian,
we're gonna be doing another
Bronko Bikes,
February. That's right. That's right. So we'll do another one.
Right here.
Oh shoot! I'm just doing what I can.
He got it going. Bronko Bikes, Wild Dogs, SATX Social Ride, Zombies, Street Rats, Black Girls. What was it? Black Girls Ride Bikes.
Yes.
Black Girls Ride 2. Yes. Dude.
We had Ready SATX.
We had the mayor out here. It was a good ride, a good turnout. I liked it. So.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, we're gonna lead a ride back up north. So.
Thanks so much. Thank you. Yeah. Good stuff.
All right, man. Get those thumbs up, guys. Oh yeah.
Actually, my front brakes.
Hey everybody, this ride was amazing. I'm here with one of our other community leaders. Please introduce yourself, sir.
I'm Mike Terrell. I work with Ready SA Go. We're a mobility advocacy group here in San Antonio.
And check out this sweet ride he's got here. Full carbon race bike. This guy can haul on this, I'm sure.
Thanks.
So, Mike, tell us a little bit about Ready SA Go and what your goals are for the city.
Absolutely. So, being a mobility advocacy group, we kind of started out with this idea of we would go to these board meetings and we would do all this, go to these public input meetings and stuff, and it just didn't really seem like there was actually time for the public input, right? So what we decided to do is we started a Transit on Tap brewery speaker series where we bring leaders in the transit community and public officials out to breweries around town. So you're kind of two birds, one stone, right? You're supporting local business, and you're getting to have that conversation and getting people really involved in the conversation about transit in San Antonio. And it's transit, it's mobility. So this was awesome. Not just but it's not just about bikes. I mean, it's a public health, public equity, and economic development issue that we pay attention and make sure that cyclists and pedestrians have all the rights that they deserve.
I couldn't say that myself 100%. I just want to thank Michael for the work they're doing with the city and with continuing the conversation and setting some goals. So once again, thank you so much for coming.
Absolutely, thank you for having us.
Thank you. Yes, we'll do this again soon.
Awesome. Yeah.
We just got done with the ride on Broadway. We had a great turnout, and we're here with some of our board for bikesanantonio.org.
I'm Russell Crozier. I'm the board president of Bike San Antonio.
I'm Katie Nickus. I'm the secretary of Bike San Antonio.
And Katie, how did you feel about the ride today?
I thought the ride, it was so bicycle friendly. We took over Broadway, and I feel like we really succeeded in getting our point across of how important this is to have protected lanes, not just on Sundays, but all the time. And we really advocate for the full 3-mile corridor as well. We want the Broadway Bond Project to be honored, and we feel like it's the right of citizens to have this. So I thought it was a great showing today.
Katie, do you want to help maybe set the record straight? Because there's been a lot of misinformation in the news and the media that maybe aren't following this or maybe have a certain bias for some reason. You maybe want to fill in folks what the lower section fight is about?
The lower section is about how it should be the same as Upper Broadway. It's no different just because the existing infrastructure is slightly, built slightly differently. That doesn't mean we shouldn't have we're not every bit as worthy of protected bike lanes on the lower section. So that's the point that I hope in talking to some of our city council members we were able to drive home today.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, we should be respectful of the bond language that was used in 2017, which had no mention of on-street parking on the lower section of Broadway. I think a lot of folks don't know that, and they think maybe it's just a District 1 problem.
Can I add to that?
Please do.
I think we should also be respectful of the campaigning that was done to get that bond process several years ago. Passed several years ago. It was, the idea that there would be protected bike lanes all the way up and down that corridor of Broadway was part of that plan, was part of marketing this idea to the voters that voted on money for it. Brian asked, what do you think people of San Antonio can do to support us? And I'd say show up to our meetings. Like he said, it's on it's on bikesanantonio.org. We also have a Facebook page, Bike San Antonio. We've got a million little projects that we need help with doing that will help make us more able to advocate for these issues.
Okay, are we ready? Okay, we're live. Hey everybody, it's Bryan Martin from Bronko Bikes and Bike San Antonio, your favorite shaky cameraman. I'm here with one of the pillars in the cycling community. Please introduce yourself.
Hi there, I'm Samantha Flores. Bonjour and hello, my friends.
So Sam, can you please let us know about your story? Because you have an incredible story.
I'm here just out of sheer willpower.
Yeah.
Native Americans, you just can't get rid of us. Truly, you cannot shake us. I was riding my bicycle home the night before the grand opening of Charity Bar, and I was so excited for this project. I'm originally from the east side, and I really wanted to give back. That was really my true intention. You've seen that community, as long as it's been standing, has had problems, and, being able to change the conversation about the east side was really important to me. And the first car rammed me from behind, headfirst into a telephone pole. And then the second car drove over my body and drove away too. And so essentially every ligament in my leg was ripped. So it's basically like having your leg totally ripped off and then surgically reattached.
Sam, where was this?
I was right at the corner of Nacogdoches and maybe 3 telephone poles from
410.
Oh yeah, I was like,
north of
I was
410?
like, I was just north of 410,
I've got
right before
I've got over there.
Nacogdoches.
That area, that's a horrible area.
I was hit right by MacArthur High School.
Yes.
And
I know that.
you know, it's scary to think that I was just 2 streets from my house. I was literally 1 left turn from going home, and you know, I just held in. You know, I know that in the event of a really bad accident, you just stay awake and you hold still. And you know, every surgeon I've talked to is just flabbergasted. You know, not just 1 car, but 2 cars. Can't shake us. Can't get rid of us.
We really wish you could have made it to the ride, but we understand whatever limitations you might have right now. But you were there in spirit. So what I'd like to ask is, like, what would a protected bike lane on Broadway mean for you?
A protected bike lane for me would mean getting to save the next person from what was my fate. You know, I have to tell myself every day when I wake up and I put my good foot and my bad foot on the ground that I didn't deserve this. You know, that I didn't do anything to deserve this. All my life, I've just always believed in being the change I want to see in the world. You know, I'm a gentle little plant eater. You know, I don't even kill flies. And you know, I like to remind myself all the time that I didn't ask for this. I didn't deserve it. And the next person certainly doesn't deserve it either.
Well, I applaud what you're doing. You're turning your story and your tragedy into something amazing, an amazing story, and continuing your work in the advocacy world for bikes. And I know you're a vegan as well, which is amazing. It's something I'm still trying to get to myself. But,
you know, I have to give it proper credit where it's due. It's just sheer willpower. You know, it's sheer willpower to look a machine in the face and say no. You know, and so I can't deny it the credit that it deserves. That I had a super healthy, riding 6 miles a day, 6 days a week body. You know, I've never owned a car. I've never owned a car because I'm always thinking about my carbon footprint, honestly.
I
You
understand that.
know?
Sam, now we have the mic here. Is there anything else you'd like to say about just, you know, what you'd like to see the city to continue to do, or just any other final words you'd like to leave us with?
Absolutely. You know, I feel that this isn't just my fight, and not just your fight. This is bigger than us. This is about prevention. You know, an ounce of prevention truly is worth a pound of cure. You know, we have an amazing medical system here, and if we can protect more people from experiencing what was my fate and spending the next 3/4 of their lives trapped in a body, you know, those injuries never truly go away. You just stand again and walk again and learn to live again. But the new normal is never the old normal. You know, it's about saving the next person from experiencing what I've experienced. You know, and there's beauty in great suffering, but it's not something I feel like everyone should have to experience in their lifetime.
Sometimes there's great art too, right?
Yeah, sometimes there's great art in it too.
Thank you so much, Sam.
Thank you, Bryan. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
My pleasure, y'all. It's a gift.
You ready? Thumbs up.
Be concerned about the money in your brother's hand. What's yours is mine. I thought you knew better than that. I was under the impression that we all want the best of life. So let's celebrate while we still can.